from Goldwork Embroidery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use some tools. So we've got a special set of tools which is a stiletto. Some people call it an awl. We tend to call it a stiletto for our purposes, and a seam ripper, and I will be showing you how to use them. This is the stiletto and the seam ripper that we have. So you can see they're a matching pair. They're very nice. They're made of English grade pewter and they're made in the UK. This one has got an extremely sharp point, as you can see, and this one here has a little cap on it so that you don't catch your fingers on there if you've got it in your box. So let's just put that back on. So this one, what you can use a seam ripper for is to rip your fabric, okay? So you get a nice little rip in there. Or if you've done some stitches, maybe on the machine, or maybe just during your normal hand stitching, then you might want to take them out if you've done it the wrong way. And on this one, I've purposefully stitched this one the wrong way so that I can show you how to unpick. So you just basically take your seam ripper underneath those stitches and you can actually just lift them out. You don't necessarily always have to rip it, and then they just come out nicely, and then every so often you might just give it a little bit of and then you can pull that out like that. So then we move on to the stiletto. So the stiletto is just here, and the stiletto is used for making holes. You can either use it for putting threads through fabric, or you can use it for ideally making eyelets, and you can make eyelets small or you can make really good sized eyelets, and this is from a very, very small point here up to a very, very wide base so that you can make larger and smaller holes. So if you're making holes, you can just either push it in like this, and normally you'd have your fabric on a tight frame so that you know it's already taut, and it makes it much easier when you're making holes. For demonstration purposes today, I'm just using loose fabric. So you can see that this is a nice tiny little hole here. If we want to make a slightly bigger one, we just need to push it in a little bit more like that. This is quite a dense weave fabric, so some of the fabrics that you'll use if you're doing white work or black work will be a lot looser weave, and therefore you can create the holes much easier. So we could make a much bigger hole just like that. You can, in the even weave fabrics, make much bigger holes, because obviously you can see here that this is quite a thick base. So I've got a thread here. This is a narrow thread. Usually you'll use it for poking Russian braid, Grecian. They are much thicker threads. And what you do then is, this one's got a little bit of an end on it, but it should go through anyway, and you just poke that through like that, and then obviously you can over sew it on the back.